Hi everyone and welcome to day 25. So we are actually one day behind. Today, tonight when I'm filming this, is the 26th. So we are still going to be behind, but I'm hoping over the next couple of days we will finally catch up. So today we are going to do the bucket, day 25, and I am going to use Derwent Light Fast pencils for this. Trying to use something a little bit different every day if possible. And I want to do a sort of semi-realistic bucket. So for that I'm going to need, to do like a tin bucket, I'm going to need some kind of metal colours. Now I realise that this kind of bucket is meant to be on the beach and they're not normally metal tin buckets, but I want to try something a bit realistic, why not? So let me get out some greys then. So there's not an awful lot of kind of darker greys in this. We've got this Mars black, which is not a black, well, it is a black, but it's a certain type of black. It's kind of a browny black, so I don't know whether I would call that kind of the dark grey that we need, but it might be the closest we get. This might be a good one actually. This one's called Midnight Black, so this has got quite a lot of blue in it, and then the actual black is this one, which hopefully you can see the difference. So that Mars black has red, brownish kind of tone. The Midnight Black has a blue tone, and then this one is supposed to be a proper true black. So let's use the Midnight Black as our dark tin colour. Then we need to, if you just have a look at the colours on this, there's like your black, and then you've got all of these really light greys, and that's it. So I think this set is lacking in the greys a little bit. It's got a lot of light greys, but not a lot of medium dark greys. This is called Cloud Grey, and I'm just going to swatch it next to this because I want to see how well it goes. So the Cloud Grey looks very warm to me, whereas the Midnight Black has blue in it, so that would be naturally cooler. So we need to go for a cooler grey. This one's called Granite. Again, very warm. Let's try Platinum. Okay, so that is on the warmer side, but it's a cooler warm, so we're getting there. What have we got? This one's actually called Cool Grey, so hopefully. Now that to me is not a cool grey, that is a brown grey. In fact, if we were talking Prismacolors, I would think that that was a French grey. So yeah, not massively impressed with the greys. Now look at, that's like a pink grey, that's a putty grey. How strange. It's been ages since I've used these pencils properly and looked through the colours. Look at that. This is supposed to be warm grey, which it's definitely more of a brown grey. It's a French grey, if anything. And that's it. Wow, well, that's kind of shocking, really. I thought we had something a little bit better, a little bit more colours that go together than that, to be honest. But we'll do our best. So I'm going to do the Midnight Blue bits first, and then we'll see where we end up. So like I said, this is not going to be a beach bucket, a kid's bucket. It's going to be a tin bucket, which has no place on a beach, but felt like doing a bit of metallic effects today. So again, I'm doing quite a light layer until I've plotted out exactly the amount of area that I want to cover with these pencils. So I'm going to have to find this colour again. What was that? Was it Granite? I think that's the same colour, isn't it? So we're going to have to use that one. Let me sharpen it. I'm going to use this very quiet sharpener today, which you'll be glad to know. Again, this is not the same temperature of colour that I would have chosen. But I've committed to using the Derwent Light Fast today, and that's what I'm going to do. See how that's like super brown compared to the coolness of the Midnight Black. And then we've got that one there, which was a very light colour. Let me see if I can find it again. Nope. Was it this one? Nope. Was it this one? Yep. So that's going to be like our light colour. I'm quite interested to see how this turns out now, even though it's not what I was hoping for. I'm invested now to see how it turns out. So the colours that I was using there were Midnight Black, Granite and Platinum. And I'll also want a white as well, because I think I'm going to need it for the highlight. So we'll go back in with our Midnight Black. And just deepen that up. Kind of wondering whether it might be worth using a coloured pencil blending solution for this. That might help us with our blend a little bit. Because even though these pencils are wonderful blenders, these colours are just quite different, so we might need a bit of help. So now we have the Platinum, which is going to be the lightest colour apart from the white that we use. I'm just trying to blend it as much as possible, but they are very different shades. So I'll do kind of a bit of a light layer over the centre, but I want to do that in white if I can. Right, let's get some blending solution on it. I mean, I'm not forced to do. It's not that dire that I really need blending solution, but I just want to give it a go, really. So I've got a little paintbrush here, and oh, that's quite a lot of solution that I've painted on there. So let's see how this breaks down the pigment and the binder in the pencil rather, so that our pigment starts to blend together. Oops. It does work quite quickly to dissolve that binder and start moving your pigments around, so you've got to be kind of careful that you're going from, well, light to dark really. That's what you're meant to do, because otherwise you will start to get a muddiness in your lighter areas. I'm just painting this on, cleaning the brush, and then just very slightly agitating it. Now it does have a linear sort of streak to it, and that is not a bad thing, because we're sort of trying to create a brushed metal, and that does kind of look linear and like this, so I'm really not fussed that we have stroke action going on here. It's kind of helping with that brushed look, you know. Just going to grab a little bit more of this Platinum and just fill in some of the areas that I think would benefit from more pigment. And then with that white, so I don't want to lose that linear look now that we've got it, so with that white I will just very lightly go over our central area. You know, that is not too bad at all. Just using the granite to blend those sides in a bit more. And you'll notice after you use blending solution that it makes a wonderfully soft and sort of melty surface for your pencils to go onto. Now I know that I will have people telling me I'm supposed to wait for the blending solution to evaporate before I go over with pencil. But it's actually quite nice just to glide it over while it's wet, you know. See, if I think that I mess with that anymore, it's going to turn not good. So I'm going to leave it as it is. Now we need to do our handle as well. So let's just get this midnight black. Put a little bit here on the handle and a bit here as well. I coloured a bucket not long ago. What was it for? Oh, it was for my Create This book. Remember how I showed you a few episodes ago about my horror themed Create This book, and I did this bucket. So yeah, I just remember doing it recently. So yeah, I love the look of a metal bucket. You know, when you try and colour it. Alcohol markers, people who colour stamps with alcohol markers, they're really good at making metal look like this. Just going to fill that bit in. I'm going to get my white. So we've got a metal tin bucket on the beach, where really it should be a garishly coloured plastic one, but it's not. So we like to be different, don't we? Again, I'm just going to grab a pen just to redo that line. Now we've got the sand to colour. So let's see if the Don't and Light Fast are more equipped for us to colour sand than they were for us to colour these grey metals. So for sand, let's see what we've got. Now some of these are missing because I have been working on a Rita Berman colour along for ages now. I started it a couple of months ago, and I firmly, strongly, even though I'm undiagnosed, believe that I have ADHD from just things that I've read when I was researching for my youngest son. It all fits for me, and often what I'll do is I'll get really obsessed and excited about trying something new, a new colour along, something like this, and then something else will distract me and the job just does not get finished. And that's kind of where I'm at with the Rita Berman colour along at the moment. I filmed a couple of parts, or I filmed a couple of clips for the first part. I'll just give you a little sneak peek because I did tell people we were doing a Rita Berman colour along, and I'm not lying, it is being done. It's just taking me like a year to do it. So I've coloured the flowers on this page, and I've picked out, we've got a beautiful racing green, and I've picked out all the colours, and the whole thing is filmed. The whole, you know, part of me picking out the colours is filmed. I just need to do it. And what was I initially talking about? Sand. So yeah, that is why you will see that some of the colours are missing. Over explained explanation. Right, we've got a yellow ochre here. I'm going to go for that. So that seems like a fairly safe option. Yellow ochre. And we can afford to have a bit of a granulated texture on this for the sand. What now? Need a bit of a brown. Let's try this. What's this? Ruby Earth. It's probably a bit too brown like, but let's just be really free with this and not worry about it too much. It doesn't really look amazingly like sand, but what do I want to do? I want to put dots in there. Of course I want to put dots in there. Let me see. What kind of dots do I want to do? Do I want to do white dots? Answer is always. And this looks more like a cookie dough than sand at the moment, to be honest with you. But you know what? That's absolutely fine, because who wouldn't want a bucket full of cookie dough? Let's be honest. Right. Chocolate. Now let's see if I can put a little bit more cookie dough like look into this, because who said it's got to be sand, you know? Who said it's got to be sand? Let's have cookie dough in a metal bucket on the beach. Just adding in some chocolate chips. I love it. look at that. Good enough to eat. And we all want ice cream by the bucket load, don't we? Right, so we've got some cookie dough in a bucket. What else have we got to do here? I've got to fill in the little bit at the back of the bucket, so let me get that black again and just fill that bit in. We've got the little shell on top, which, how cool would that be if it was a cherry on top of the cookie dough? Let's do it. Let me find, I know I've got my reds out for the Rita Berman thing, so I just need to find reds that would work. Let's just do, I'm just rounding off this shell so it looks a little bit more like a cherry. That was chestnut, by the way. And then I've got Derwent red, sounds promising. Oh wow, we have a cherry on top. We're gonna need a little line for the stem. I could do with fine liners. I used to have fine liners galore and now I don't have them. What's this? Is this green? Is this a green pigment liner? Yes! I don't know whether or not you're gonna be able to see it though, that's the only thing. Maybe if I put enough of it on, I'll be able to do it. That's a really, really long leaf. Hey, you know what? That looks pretty cool. To say that it wasn't planned. Let's see. Very, very, very tiny 0.05 pigment liner just to line that stem a little bit. That is not too shabby, is it? Not too shabby. I think it's, the leaf's a bit of a mess, but right, background. I want a yellow background. I'm in a happy mood today. I think yellow is such a happy colour. We will have a yellow background. So this pencil is just simply yellow, and I've got lots of transference of the other pencils going on here. But I am going to do a little bit of a shine to cover up that. Gonna clean up the edges a little bit. The shine's kind of making it look like it's some sort of dishwasher product, which is not what I was going for, because you don't want to eat dishwasher products. I'm good with that. Hope you've enjoyed day 25, and I will see you tomorrow on day 26.